Hello everyone, welcome to IITN's GATE classes. So in today's video session, we are going to see your GATE daily quiz of Signal and System week 3 September 2025. So for more such video, you can subscribe to our channel. We post our daily quiz on our Telegram channel. You can get the link from our description box given below. And if you like this video, please press the thumbs up button and share this video with your friends. So the first question in today's series is, if Vn is guaranteed to be odd, then its DTFT V omega is guaranteed to be, there are four options. We need to know basically which of the following will be correct. So directly we know that if your Vn is odd, then directly its DTFT is going to be what? It is going to be your purely imaginary. Okay. And if I want to prove this, we know that it is given Vn is odd. That means what? V of minus n is equal to minus of V of n. So DTFT formula, mathematical formula, we know what? V of omega. This is equal to n tends to minus infinite to infinite V of n e to the power minus j omega n. So from symmetrical property, we know that a real value odd signal, a real and odd signal, okay, so its real part will be what? The real part is even, and your imaginary part means real part of DTFT, okay, real part of the DTFT, not the signal I am talking. For a real and odd signal, the real part is even and your odd part of the DTFT, it is what? It is your odd signal. Okay. Why? Because this e to the power minus j omega n, I can expand it as cos omega n minus j sin omega n via Euler's theorem. So that is why this will be what? As this is your completely odd signal. Okay, completely odd signal. So what will happen? My even term, it will not be present, only odd term will present. So if odd term is present, it will be what? It will be purely imaginary. Okay. So option B is the correct answer. Now next question given, an inductor with inductance L is equal to 0.1 Henry and capacitor with C is equal to 0.01 Farad are connected in parallel. Write the Laplace domain impedance in the following term. Find the value of A and B. So L is given as 0.1 Henry and C is given as 0.01 Farad. So these two are connected in parallel. So this is given as 0.1 Henry. This is given as 0.01 Farad. Let this be input X of S and this be Y of S. So we know that if this is, suppose this is L, so Laplace will be what? Ls, and this is 1 by Cs. So Ys by Xs, which is equal to H of S transfer function. This will be, so this will be Lc into 1 by Cs divided by Lc plus 1 by Cs. Sorry, Lc I have written. Ls So multiplying numerator and denominator with 1 by CS. So this will be LS divided by LCS square plus 1. Okay. So if I take LC common, so LC common into 1 by C S divided by LC S square plus 1 by LC. So LC cancel. This comes out as 1 by C S divided by S square plus 1 by LC. Now what was the form given? So this is given. Now let us compare to get A and B. We can see A is what? A is equal to 1 by C. So that will be 1 divided by 0.01. So that is 100. And your B is what? B is equal to 1 by LC. So 1 divided by L is yours 0.1 into 0.01. So this comes out as 1 divided by 0.001. So this is 1000. So we have been asked what is the value of A and B. So that is 1000 plus 100. So that is 1100. 1100 is your answer to this question. So option D. So it is given over here also. Next question we have over here is, if xz is the z transform of the signal xn, then what is the z transform of the signal y of n, which is actually n square xn. Okay, so this is basically multiplication with n property. So let us try to derive. If x of n has z transform x of z, then we know that x of z is actually equal to what? So this is the formula of what? Your z transform. Okay, let me solve it in the next page. So differentiating with respect to x. Okay, differentiating with respect to x. So this will be what? dxz by dz. This will be equal to what? So x of n. Directly we will differentiate this one. So this will be minus n into z to the power minus n minus 1. Okay. So let me take this minus over this side. Okay. And this z to the power minus n minus 1, I can write it as z to the power minus n into z to the power minus 1. So this z to the power minus 1 is basically what? 1 by z. So I can take it over here. So what I am going to write? Z to the power minus n into 1 by z. So let me take this 1 by z in the numerator over here. Okay. So you can see basically this is what, if I take this n outside the summation. So this is minus z dxz by dz is equal to n tends to minus infinite to infinite x of n z to the power minus n. So this means what? Basically that z transform of n xn is what? Minus z d xz by dz, or I can simply write this as minus z x dash z. Okay, So this is basically what? This is the differentiation property of your Z transform or multiplication with n in your time domain, in discrete domain you can say. Now you can see basically we have n square over here. So that means what? Let us assume there is one more signal y of n, which is equal to n into n xn. So we know that Z transform of n xn, this is what? Minus z x dash z. So now what I will do, so Z transform of n dot n xn, it will be what? So this is only n square xn. Okay. So what we will do, we will just differentiate this whole thing. Okay. So differentiate means what? Minus d by dz. See, already there is a minus. Okay. Look over here. So how I am going to explain this? Look very carefully. See, we need to do what? Basically, we need to do differentiation of this. See, already there is minus z dx dz. Okay. So this will be minus z, okay, d by dz, and this will be minus z dx, sorry, dx of z by dz. Okay, so this minus I am going to take it out, so this will become plus. So now let us differentiate this. Okay, so z, if I differentiate this using chain rule, so this will be, if I take just z, so the only term remaining will be this one, dxz by dz, plus, now this time I am differentiating this one, so z d square xz by dz square. So this will be z x dash z plus z square x double z. Okay. So which one you get? This one. No, not even this one. X of z. So which option are we getting over here? So there is x dash z. So option, is it wrong or what? So option B. I think there is a small mistake over here. So this will be x dash z. Okay. So this is what we get. Option B. So next question given is, given an input to the rational system x of n is equal to del n plus del n minus 1. The observed output was yn, which is equal to u of n minus u of n minus 4. Determine the system function. Okay. So this is your x of n. X of n is given as del n plus del of n minus 1, and y of n is given as u of n minus u of n minus 4. Okay. So we need to determine the system function. Okay, fine. So we know that basically x of z will be what? Del n, we know its z transform is 1. Del of n minus 1, this will be z inverse. So simple thing, if we write x of z, so this will be 1 plus z inverse. For u of n, we know that this is z divided by z minus 1. U of n minus 4, this is z to the power minus 4 into z divided by z minus 1. Okay, or I can write simply this as z to the power minus 3. Okay, so now let us solve. Yz by xz, so this is equal to z by z minus 1 minus z to the power minus 3 z minus 1 divided by 1 plus z inverse. Okay, so this is what we are getting. So I can write this as z minus z to the power minus 3 by we can write this as z minus 1, and I can write this as z plus 1 into z. Okay, so this will be z to the power minus 2 into z square divided by z square minus 1. So what I can do over here is multiply both sides with z square. So this will be z to the power 4 minus 1, and this will be z square minus 1. So I can write this as z square minus 1 divided by z square minus 1. So this will be z square minus 1 z square plus 1 divided by z square minus 1. So these two cancel out. We get over here z square plus 1 divided by z square. So I can write this as 1 plus z minus 2. Okay, so which option do we see? So now you can see none of the options are matching. But if you look carefully at option A, and if we simplify this, look very carefully. If I take from here, I am taking z to the power minus 2 common. So this will be 1 plus z minus 1 divided by 1 plus z minus 1. So this will be so this cancels, we get 1 plus z minus 2. So option A is your correct answer. So sometimes in examination such type of things happen, and due to exam pressure we don't see the options carefully. So whenever your option is not matching, please pay attention that by manipulating the options, if you get the answer which you got after calculation. Okay, so option A is your correct answer. So the next question we have is, consider the LCCDE. This is your LCCD, linear constant coefficient difference equation. Find an appropriate expression for the output y of n when n greater than 0. Given that y of n is equal to 0 for n less than 0, for the input x of n is equal to 4 to the power n un. Okay. So my expression is what? Let me write y of n minus 0.7 y of n minus 1 plus 0.1 y of n minus 2 is equal to 2x of n minus x of n minus 2. Okay, so over here basically we have what? Xn is given as 4 to the power n u of n. Okay, So yn solution to this difference equation, it will have two parts. One of the part will be homogeneous equation, another part will be particular solution. Okay. So let us try to find basically first the homogeneous solution. In homogeneous solution, what we do, we keep your input as 0. Okay. And it is given that there is no initial values, okay, for yn equal to 0, for n less than 0, okay, no initial values. So now if we solve this, so this will be what, y of n minus 0.7 y of n minus 1 plus 0.1 y of n minus 2 equal to 0. Let me take z transform over here. So this will be yz minus 0.7 z inverse of yz plus 0.1 z to the power minus 2 yz equal to 0. Or I can write this as 1 minus 0.7 z inverse plus 0.1 z to the power minus 2 yz equal to 0. Multiply both sides by z square. See, the equation that we get for this one is basically what? Z square minus 0.7 z plus 0.1 z, 0.1 yz equal to 0. So I can factorize this. Z minus 0.5 z minus 0.1 y of z equal to 0. So y homogeneous, it will be what? This will be equal to, there will be coefficient C1 0.5 to the power n plus C2 0.1 to the power n. Okay. Next, we are going to solve for particular equation. So in particular equation, input is not equal to 0, but initial values are 0. But as over here, already it has been said that initial values are 0. So we are just going to take your inputs. Okay. So you can see that input given is 4 to the power un. So that means what? How do we solve this basically? My particular expression, this will be in the form of a 4 to the power n. Why? Because my input is what? It is this expression. So that is why output will be also same, as this is a linear constant coefficient difference equation. So output will be same kind of input only. So now let us see how. So y of n minus 0.7 y of n minus 1 y of n minus 2 is equal to 2xn means what? 2 so this will be is equal to your 2x of n minus x of n minus 2. Okay. So what we will do over here is, look very carefully. See, this is, I am going to write this as a 4 to the power n minus 0.7 a 4 to the power n minus 1 plus 0.1 a 4 to the power n minus 2 is equal to what? This we will write as 2 into 4 to the power n minus 4 to the power n minus 2. Okay. So divide both sides by 4 to the power n minus 2. Okay. So this will be a 4 square minus 0.7 into 4a plus 0.1 is equal to n minus 2, so minus n plus 2. Okay, so this will be 2 dot 4 square minus 1. Okay, so if you solve for a now, so a will come out as, so this will be, wait a minute, 16a minus 2.8a plus 0.1. So this is 1632 31. Okay, so now let me use the calculator over here. What is the value of a I get? A I get is 2.33. Okay, 2.33 I get. So particular solution, it will be like 2.33 4 to the power n. So now you can see over here, in all the expression you have 2.334 to the power n in option B, C and D, all of them. So we cannot separate out any one of the following. So now how do we basically get your expression, that we are going to see. So for finding this coefficient, I need to find the C1 and C2. So basically my complete solution y of n, it is what? C1 0.5 n, C2 0.1 to the power n plus 2.33 into 4 to the power n. Okay, so we have this expression. So now what we are going to do over here is, look very carefully. This is very, very simple now. The answer is option C. Directly you can see, but how do we get C1 and C2? So in this expression, put n equal to 0. So y of 0, this will be what? C1 plus C2 plus 2.33. Let this be expression 1. In the second equation, put y equal to n equal to 1. So y of 1 is equal to 0.5 C1 plus 0.1 C2 plus 2.33 into 4. Expression 2. Now if somehow we have this 2 value, we can get C1, C2. So now what we will do is put n equal to 0 and n equal to 1 in your LCCDE equation. So this is your ESE mains type question. So in this expression, you need to do what? You need to put n equal to 0 and n equal to 1. So this will be y of 0 minus, this is what? 0 if I put, so minus 1. It is given that for n less than 0, it is 0. So these all terms will go to 0, is equal to 2 x of 0 minus, this will be also 0. So if we put, so what do we get? Y of 0. Okay, so I have written x of 0. So basically this is what? 2 x of 0 is 4 to the power 0. So this comes out as y of 0 is equal to 2. And next put n equal to 1. So if I put n equal to 1, so this will be what? So let this be equation 3. Y of 1 minus 0.7 y of 0 plus this term. If I put 1, so it will be minus 1. So this will go to 0. And over here, this will be 2x to the power 1. So this will be equal to what? 2x to the x of 1. So this will be y of 1 minus 0.7. Y of 0 is already 2, is equal to 2 into 4 to the power 1. So whatever value, so this is 1.4, y of 1 is equal to 1.4 plus 8. So this is 9.4. So this is expression 4, y of 1. So now plug these two values over here and you will be getting a linear equation in two variables. You can solve. You have two unknown, two equations. You can solve. Let me know in the comment section if you are getting option C or not. Okay. So next question we have over here, which of the following statement is incorrect? Okay, we have to see which of the following option is incorrect. All pole are the lying on the unit circle, system may be causal. Okay, so causality, it is defined by what? It is defined by your ROC being the exterior or exterior part of the outermost pole. So if we know that if this is your unit circle 1, so if my ROC, if it contains this, then my system will be stable. So causality, if suppose I have one of the pole at Z equal to 2, and if I say this is causal, so obviously somewhere over here I will have Z equal to 2 and causal will be outermost side, ROC will be, outermost side of this one. So it doesn't matter, it is said over here, all pole are lying, this is R, are the lying on the unit circle, system may be causal. So system may be causal, it might be anti-causal, so option A is incorrect. ROC includes unit circle, the system must be stable. So, okay, it is said incorrect, sorry. So all poles are lying on the unit circle, system may be causal. Okay, so for Z greater than 1, it may be causal. If Z less than 1, it will be what? It will be non-causal. So this is correct. Okay, ROC include maybe, it is said maybe, because if this is less than 1, it can be anti-causal also. So ROC includes unit circle, system must be stable. This is also correct. Okay, means this is correct. These statements are correct, I am telling. The highest magnitude of the pole is half. The system can be causal and stable. Obviously, if suppose this is half over here, so my unit circle will be like this. If this is a causal signal, obviously it will contain your unit circle ROC. So this can be your, this is your correct statement. And the last is a causal system can have an ROC which is in the shape of an annulus. Okay. Suppose if I have ROC of a system something like this. So this is 1 and this is 2. Okay. A causal system can have an ROC which is in the shape of annulus. So causal, if you see, annulus means what? ROC must be only this much part. So for this one, your pole, it should be less than 2 and greater than 1. So then only we will have a shape of annulus. So can have an ROC which is in the shape of annulus. So when we have Z greater than 1, so this is what? This is your anti-causal type system. So obviously this is your incorrect statement. So option D is your correct answer. So with this, we conclude this session. And if you have liked this session, please press the thumbs up button and share this video with your friend. And for more such videos, please subscribe to our channel.